I love Washington, D.C. The mall, the museums, the markets, the food, and the music. However, like most major cities, we have our fair share of problems. Litter, trash, illegal dumping, on our streets, in front of our homes, in our parks and forests. It's driving me crazy. So much that I've contemplated moving my family elsewhere for this reason and other reasons as well. I'm constantly picking up trash on our block. I'm our block's trash man. I don't like it. It's not fun for me, but it must be done. Who's cleaning up our junk? Why does littering and illegal dumping affect my neighborhood more than wealthier, wider parts of town? We're going to go on a quest to find out. Our first stop is with Ward 8 Woods, a nonprofit organization based in my community, Ward 8, Washington, D.C.
It's good. Come prepared for this. There you go. Come on.
This is the 9th year of the Shepherd Parkway Community Cleanup. Shepherd Parkway is the largest wooded area in Ward 8. It's 197 acres. It's also historically one of the most polluted park areas in Washington, D.C. We have millions of pounds of stuff that's been dumped over the years and continues to be dumped, and so the goal is to combat that and try to make these woods healthy, beautiful, and a resource for the people that live here, which they have not historically been.
That makes it heavy to pick up.
You just can't have waste laying around of any type, solid waste or any type of trash or debris. People feel better and they live better when they have a clean environment.
I live in Ward 8, so I really want to help keep Ward 8 clean. We deserve beauty and naturalness and everything else that other areas of the city have. But because of the politics of the city, they have allowed this section east of the river to become a garbage dump. We were cleaning up in a beautiful park, a dump that has been, over the last 25, 30 years, people have just been dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping.
For some reason, every time we pick up trash and the next time we come, it keeps coming back. So we just have to, it's like a constant battle to keep picking up the trash. We have some of our coordinators help with engaging with the residents here to helpfully rectify the situation.
I am appalled by what I've seen out here. There's so much trash and there's so few people who actually care about how much trash there is in this city. We have a tremendous opportunity here, and I'm one person. I thought it would be good to see what the Ward 8 Woods is doing to help make Southeast DC a better place, and I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad that I've had this opportunity, and I can't wait to do it again.
After spending time with Ward 8 Woods, I had to further interview Nathan Harrington to learn more about our trash pollution problem.
We've collected about 500,000 pounds, or that is 250 tons. That's a guess because for the first year and a half, we were estimating based on, it's about 20 pounds per bag or about 20 pounds per tire. I have sort of an obsessive compulsive tendencies, and so for whatever reason, picking up trash is like profoundly satisfying. Like it's like scratching an itch that I have somewhere in me, and so I find it satisfying. It's good exercise. I get to be outside, and it's useful. Every day that we're picking up trash, we're thinking about the people who put it there, and it feels like there's a couple of us versus the littering habits of thousands of people. The sort of vision is to have the woods and the parklands in Ward 8 be as pretty and as clean and as well maintained as Rock Creek.
Rock Creek Park, the crown jewel of parks in Washington, D.C. Over 1,700 acres, bordered by the wealthiest neighborhoods in the city. I met with the National Park Service and the Rock Creek Conservatory's weed warriors on a Saturday morning to learn more about how they maintain the park.
Each unit of the National Park Service has a lot of friends groups in general. So one of these friends groups, one of these NGOs is the Rock Creek Conservancy. We are so lucky that we're in the middle of the city, and a lot of our neighbors have a lot of interest in supporting what the park is doing.
One of our first jobs is to save the trees. And so we're cutting vines that are climbing up the trees, strangling them, and then eventually killing them.
At the end of the day, I feel like I am doing something that matters. If a place doesn't look like it matters to a certain degree, then I think people are less inclined to take the initiative to pick up that bottle, off the sidewalk. Don't throw your trash out your car. And, I think where there's the perception that this place is not already being cared for, it's just easy to keep status quo and just keep trashing it, for lack of a better expression. Yeah.
So I'm back in Rock Creek Park, just walking the trails here, and it's beautiful. It's cold. People out here jogging, but one thing I don't see is any trash. I mean, not really any. I mean, it's beautiful out here. Not a lot of people. I mean, there are people out here walking and jogging, but it's not. I don't see any trash, like hardly any trash on these main trails. Maybe if I go deeper into the woods, I'll see some, but I doubt it. I mean, it is gorgeous out here. Just makes me wonder, Leaving Rock Creek Park left me scratching my head about the obvious differences between my neighborhood and the neighborhoods that border Rock Creek Park. The demographic differences between Ward 8, where I live, and Wards 3 and 4, where Rock Creek Park is located, couldn't be starker. According to the 2019 U.S. Census, Ward 8 was 88% Black. The median household income was $35,000, and 78% of the units in Ward 8 were renter-occupied. Ward 3, on the other hand, was 71% white, and Ward 4 was 25% white. The median household income in Ward 3 was over $128,000. The median household income in Ward 4 was over $94,000. Wards 3 and 4 were both around 41% renter-occupied. These are big differences that matter.
We have a lot on our plates and on our minds in Ward 8. Public safety, racial discrimination, education, healthcare, housing needs. Should having clean communities be a priority? Let's hit the streets to find out.
So my first question is, what are the most important issues to you, to your family, to this neighborhood that's facing Ward 8 residents?
Gentrification and the displacement of long-term residents.
Crime. I think crime is a huge issue in this ward. I also think the lack of restaurants is an issue, and also the lack of grocery stores.
The speeding, the shooting, down the street, the loitering, the hanging out all the time are probably the biggest three things that concerns me as just living in this Ward 8 neighborhood right now.
We've been asking for lighting around here. We have a prostitution problem in this neighborhood specifically. I can get a cherry picker right now and go up and down my block. I'll be able to find no less than 5 condoms.
People are in this ward are constantly either getting robbed, stabbed, shot. My own family has been subjected to crime right in front of our house, and that's very concerning to me.
The speed bumps and the speeding would be like my top #1 thing, and I would put that on the top because, again, I do have 2 little kids, and it's about to be, it's getting warm, and they want to go outside more. I mean, we've been stuck in the house. It's a pandemic, and people want to get out.
I'm actually making a film about trash and littering.
Okay.
One thing I've been asking residents is not only their top concerns, but also whether they think trash and littering is an issue. Is it something that concerns them? And if it is an issue, should it be a high priority?
Yeah, it's a concern of mine. Just being honest, I don't think it's a priority to the local government. No, I don't think so. But yes, it's nothing to see someone pull up right here at the stop sign. We may even catch it right now and throw a whole bag of McDonald's right out their driver's side window.
I frequent the Anacostia Park often for walks and jogs, and I just find it disturbing the amount of trash that I see along the river, in the river, along the walkway, parking lot. I remember once last summer I sent an email to the National Park Service about the amount of charcoal that I found in the parking lots. And I took pictures, I sent it, and got a response to the effect of okay.
After chatting with Renita, Marcus, and Norma, I had to see what Brian Thompson, our advisory neighborhood commissioner, had to say about our community priorities.
I would bet that the top 5 concerns, based on my experience, reflect that those of the broader city level. Believe it or not, I think pedestrian and traffic safety are one of the issues I hear the most about. There are the issues of prostitution and the destitution that comes along with having the narcotics, the methadone clinic down on Good Hope Road. Otherwise, I would say there is a degree of crime. Not much of any significant stripe. I think we have a lot of issues with abandoned or stolen cars that are abandoned.
How should citizens better address trash pollution? Do you even think trash pollution is a problem, is an issue in our neighborhoods or just in Ward 8 in general?
I think there is an issue and a correlation with trash pollution that I've noticed is ownership and the agency of wanting to manage litter and just the overall state of the environment. If you want to be just stark about it, it starts with the mayor. Is it a priority? Is it something that we've ever heard the mayor be asked, or she's answered that, yes, this is important and I plan on making that known. But it's not all our mayor's fault. It's not any one person's fault. This is about accountability for caring for our environment and making sure that current citizens and future citizens in Washington, D.C. can look around and say, hey, this is a place that's worth keeping free of debris and trash, keeping our rivers clean, keeping our woods clean. We don't allow dumping, and making that known.
I requested interviews from the Mayor's Office for Clean City DC, DC's Department of Public Works, and the Anacostia Business Improvement District. They either turned me down, didn't respond, or didn't want to be interviewed on camera. It's hard to answer why my neighborhood is more polluted than wealthier and wider communities. It's a bit more complicated than I first thought.
City government, property and business owners, renters, visitors, tourists, rich, poor, and everybody in between deserves some blame. It's on all of us to ensure our communities are clean. We can do it, one piece of trash at a time.